Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to number 4 of this series for teenagers, and it's about health. Health. How healthy are you? And if you like to comment below and say your name and where you're from, and how healthy do you feel? 0 is not so healthy, it's quite ill. And 10 is fantastic. You have all the energy of the world and you're feeling very good. I just have to check if my energy of my battery is going well. It seems to be okay. Okay, and my microphone's on. Okay, let me know if you can hear me. Can you write it down for me? Hi, Sylvia. You're there again. Good to see you. Okay. I need to show you my beautiful dress. I just bought it. 2 years ago I bought 2 beautiful dresses in a shop here. And they now had the summer dresses for sale. So I kind of wanted to be beautiful for you. So that's why I put it on. Okay, in my practice I see many boys and girls with different problems. Mostly caused by stress. So I see a group with fear of failing, and they're afraid they won't be able to study well enough to pass the exams or do their repetitions or their tests. So there's a lot of fear there, and that fear makes that you block your brain, because you actually don't get smarter of that fear, because all the blood goes into your back brain, in your reptilian brain, and the actual learning you do in the front. So that's not handy. The boys and girls I see there mostly have problems with attention, so ADD, ADHD, or autism, and it's not strange, because when you feel like a saber-toothed tiger is running right behind you, it's very hard to just sit down and look at your book and read what's in front of your nose. You can't, because your eyes are everywhere, because you're scanning for the danger. And it's very hard to automate this way. Then there's 2 possibilities. You either get very motivated to work harder and harder. So those are the children that never cease and they keep on studying and studying and studying. This is not a balance. This is what parents like to see, and this is what teachers like to see, but you're not in balance then. Then you're what we call in front of the participation line. The line is on the side of my body. When I like something, I go in the front. When I don't like something, I lean backwards. When you're all the way here, this means you're out of balance. You're over-focused. You're trying too hard. Meanwhile, if you're sitting like this and you say, "Mwah, don't like it, it's dumb, stupid, can't do this," then you're under-focused. You're not participating. So here's an important thing. Then I get a lot of girls, 12, 13, 14 years, that already use anti-conception pills, because they have so much aches in their bellies when the menstruation comes, when their period comes. And they are hormonally completely confused. They cry a lot, they eat chocolate, they gain a lot of weight, they feel depressed. I get a lot of boys with pimples and they want a clean skin and it doesn't work. And I had a group, not trying to depress you, but I'm getting you to the point where you say, okay, this is enough, now we want to be healthy, can you help us be healthy? Okay, a whole group of very intelligent girls that didn't go to school anymore. They were bullied so much, and they wanted to succeed so much. They had their bar up very high, in such a high way that they could never succeed. They would never be good enough. not for their teachers, not for their parents, not for themselves. So they were always letting everybody down. Of course, guys, this is not true, but that is how they felt. And they actually stopped school, and they created so much illness and so much pain in their bodies that they couldn't go to school anymore. And I remember when I was little, if I was ill, my dad would be home a little bit early. I would never see my dad. He would always be working, at least during the weeks and mostly on Saturdays. And I really wanted him to give me some attention and to love me. I needed that. And when I was ill, he would be home a little bit early. And then he would have bought, I don't know if it still exists, but you had these special shops, we call them kiosk. And you could buy small magazines like the Tina or something about horses. I was very a Donald Duck. I was very happy to read them, so I got those. And that really, the amount of magazines I got was really him showing me that he cared and that he wanted me to be fine and that he was worried about me. So I got his attention, and it was quite something. So for me, it was programmed in my system that being ill was a good way to get attention. Do you recognize something? Okay. Say you have to do an exam and you're really nervous. You studied well, you studied so much, very long, but you're so nervous. Your belly aches, you actually have to vomit, and you have this headache, and you might even have a fever. What does your mom say? Oh dear, really? Do stay home. I'll phone the teacher that you're not coming. So we parents reward our children for this kind of behavior. And if you do this a lot, you create a habit of avoiding the difficulties in life by being ill. Okay. Now, other end. If you look at all the emotions that are there on a scale from 0 to 1000, all the emotions up to 200 are negative and they're costing you energy. They're against life. Everything up to 100 is pro-life and making you happier and healthier and successful and do all the good stuff you want. You must know that in the lower part is apathy, depression, anger, neutrality. So if you're sitting on the bench like this, we call this apathy, you don't react to anything anymore, then it's quite good when you start crying, because your sadness finally comes out. You just gained a lot of points. A happy person would say, if you're crying, that's not a real good thing, then you're so sad. But if you come from apathy, it's a good thing. If you have been depressed for a long time and you start to be pissed off and get real angry with the world, good thing, boys and girls. Good thing. Because then you're getting into alignment, getting into who you really are. Because some things get wrong in the picture of ourselves. We are told that we are just human. Of course, they say, yeah, you have a soul, but who can see the soul? So what you can't see isn't there. I don't know if that's true, but I cannot see time, and it is there, or at least on this planet. And I cannot see the smell of doggy shit, and it's there. So there are many things you cannot see, but they are there. I cannot see love, but it is there. Okay, I cannot see. I cannot. No, it's not a good example. Okay. Once you get out of the picture that you're just human and that your body is all you have, but you start realizing that you are energy, soul, that chose to come to life here on earth with a body, nice in a lovely baby, and that you're experiencing things that you could not experience just as a soul. The taste of chocolate, a real good hug, taking a warm shower, walking in autumn with the leaves falling. All these sensations you can only have with a human body. So this is wonderful, but our body, if we don't treat it right, or we have bad thoughts for our body, we are actually putting it down. And this body has all these beautiful mechanisms that start shouting. So if we see, for example, on the television, that the whole world is ill and dying, then we go into fight. And since there's no one we can hit and there's nowhere we can run. Bornholm was the last place I could run, and today they started wearing masks as well. Guys, really? I try to smile so hard behind my mask. I hope they see it from my eyes. So there's nowhere you can run. The only thing you can do is freeze. And freeze is like apathy and depression. And if you stay inside a lot and you don't get light, you really get depressed because your vitamin D level is so low, you cannot make dopamine anymore. And dopamine is one of your hormones that makes you feel happy. And if you're in fight-flight all the time, this is you activate your adrenals, little points on your reins, and renals, and they make cortisol to give sugar to your muscles so you can hit someone or run away. You activate adrenaline, noradrenaline, testosterone, and these are all hormones that make you masculine and very hard. The really nice fuzzy woman-like hormones like estrogen and progesterone and oxytocin are being suppressed, and all your feeling good hormones like serotonin and dopamine are being suppressed too. So when you're only frightened or angry, you don't have the good hormones to feel good. So I hope you get from this story that it is important to stop feeling afraid. Ooh, I hope you're still there. I hope I'm still here. It paused for a moment. Never had this. Okay. So when we stop feeling frightened and we stop feeling angry, but we go to neutrality, which is at 200. And then later on we go to things as love and joy and light. Whoa, guys. Then our energy goes up. And we are the only people responsible for how we feel. And we have a very good guidance system. If you have two choices, you may say it's weekend and you can go to sport, or you can walk in the woods with your dog. And you look at the hands and you start looking at the hand that says walking in the woods with my dog, then it's easy. This is what you're going to do, because this is going to give you much energy and make you very happy. The other one you're not going to do. Of course, if you're in a team sports, that's a difficult thing. What are you going to say? Sorry guys, I'm ill, can't come. Or are you going to be fair and say, practice without me, I'm going to walk with my dog, it's better for me. That's the whole thing. When you start making choices that are good for you, we'll talk about that tomorrow, then you have to be honest to others and say, no thank you, I'll be doing something else. Okay, so we're actually going to lower our fear and anger, and we're going to raise our vibe and do things that we are good at. At school, we usually are focused on the things we cannot do. This doesn't help because our energy goes down. But if you do the things you like and you can do, that's why I think it's important for boys and girls, and actually for people working in an office as well, to have a piece of paper and a pencil, so you can just scratch a little, make a little doodle. this helps you get to the right hemisphere, and there you are creative, and there you can move. Yesterday was a very good example. I was walking, I was doing a very beautiful walk. It was raining, it was cold, it was windy, stormy, there were waves, I was very focused, and I was thinking of what shall I do with this, and what shall I do with that, and what shall I do? And that's very left brain, very focused mind. And then the sentence came, what can I do now to make me feel best? And then I heard in my head, sing. Okay, then comes the question, what shall I sing? But there was this melody that came to mind, a very old one my dad used to do. So I did it, and my complete focus, my energies shifted in 2-3 seconds. I didn't have the narrow focus anymore, but I saw the whole picture. I actually started seeing trees and rocks that looked all like a heart. I only saw heart-shaped things. And the colors of the trees were so beautiful. And I saw the kelp of the ocean. And I saw the colors of the water. And then I thought, oh, that's nice. And what comes with singing? Oh, dancing. So I started to dance, and I felt real good. And then I started to run. Funny, not the run like, oh, I need to do 10 miles and I have to go fast. No, it was really nice run and being all relaxed. Just by shifting my mind, what would be best for me now? And you can do this too. You can ask at any moment in your day, what would be best for me now? What would help me most? What would make me feel very good or very happy? Or if say you're cold, what would make me warm right now? And of course you can sit with a blanket on the couch. You can, and watch Netflix, but then you'll get colder and colder and colder. You can also turn it off, put on your coat and start running outside, because then you put on your own metabolism. Okay. So we're going to do the switch. You saw it earlier in the... Did I use it there? No. Maybe in the first. Yeah, I used it in the first about loving yourself. And this is also about self-love, because love is one of the highest emotions. So if you love yourself a lot, then you make completely different choices than when you hate yourself. I get many of those too. Mostly girls, that are very afraid, very nasty to themselves. They sometimes even cut themselves, and they really, really hate themselves. And they cannot imagine why anybody would love them. So, love helps here. Okay, we're going to do the switch. And the switch is either this is what we do in stress release, or it's this. And here you have a line, there you have a line. Here's an acupuncture point. It's the small intestine number 3. And when you touch this, your mind becomes programmable. So we're going to say, I love and accept myself. I respect myself and I think myself worthy. Even though I'm ill quite often, and I use being ill for not participating in life, and I choose to feel bad, and I choose to eat bad things for me, drink bad things for me, smoke bad things for me, go out with people that are no good for me, watch movies that make me feel frightened, watch the news, be on my phone all the time. Okay, now we're going to the nice side. I love and accept myself. I respect myself and I think myself worthy. When I think I'm really funny and I am loving and I'm smart and I'm really good at, you may name what it is, and I like to focus on the things that are good for me. So now we shifted this, and I'm going to look if there's still a meridian that has an over energy. So I'm going to test this for all of us. Okay, oh, this is the nicest, guys, really. This was the first meridian I knew how it went, the pattern it makes on the body. Okay, it starts on the nipples and it ends on the middle finger. Good, eh? So we're going to tap our nipples with our middle fingers. Please join me. This is circulation sex, and of course when you're in this age, your complete system of hormones is turning on because you're getting to be a grown-up and you'll be able to procreate, you'll be able to make children and have sex and all these kinds of things. So it's logical that this system has a lot of energy. Okay, so now it has calmed down a bit. Actually, having an over energy here means that you're locked in sadness. So we call it blocked sadness. Let's see if there's another meridian that we must tap. I'm so happy with my dress. Oh, lung. You're going to take your thumbs and you're going to do it in the dance before your shoulders. Lung has to do with grief, but if you have too much of lung energy, you are very angry, blocked in anger. Let go of it. You don't need this anymore. So it has to do with sadness, letting go of things, and taking in your own space. So folding out, being really who you are. People cannot deny you any longer. You have to be seen. You are important and wonderful. Okay, so lung is fine now. And I'm going to test again. This goes fine. Okay, gallbladder. We're going to tap in front of our ears. Gallbladder has to do with making choices. We're working on it tomorrow. And it has to do with anger and frustration. Anger is more against other people. Frustration usually is more against yourself. And when you have too much of this energy, you're crying with Bambi movies and at funerals of people you've never met. Okay, very well. Let's see again. Are you doing with me? Because this helps you to put all your energy in the right spot. We're going to tap the spleen. So we're actually doing very nicely the circle of the five elements. Tap on your rib cage. Spleen. Spleen has to do with being calm or being nervous, and it has to do with sugar levels that you need to be either in fight or flight. And when you have too much of this energy, you're actually blocked in fear. So you feel a lot of fear, which isn't real fear, but you feel this. Very good, guys and girls. Very good. Large intestine. We're going to do tap with our fingers next to our nose. This is, again, metal element together with lung. And it has to do with grief and letting go and taking in your own space. And this pushes on the wood element, and this has to do with anger. So this is tapping against blocked anger. This is why people that are very sad and crying sometimes turn so angry and start hitting you. This is what happens. Very good. So test again. Yeah, we're going here. This is kidney. Kidney is in the water element, has to do with fear, and it's fear of failure and walking, tiptoeing on your toes because you're doing so your best and trying to live up to everybody's expectations and yours. And this is really firing off the fight-flight mechanism. And when this is on, you have a blocked happiness. So even though all things are good in your life, you cannot enjoy them. Very good. Now I'll check the last time, I guess. For the people who did the courses with me, I'm checking the alarm points. This is all strong. So if now we all look at, I want to be healthy. Yes. And with all this health, I have a lot of energy. Yes. And I'm radiant. Yes. And I'm joyful. Yes. And I'm enjoying life. Not enjoying life yet. Okay. We might want to tap also for a bladder. So this is bladder together with kidney in the water element. And if you try to control everything in your life and everybody in all situations, you create so much water that you kill your fire. And your fire is about your passion and love and laughing and being happy. Okay, so now we want to be joyful and enjoy life, and with all this joy comes a good immune system, and we're healthy, and there's no need for us to be depressed because we have enough serotonin and we have enough dopamine. All our hormones are balanced. Okay. We're sleeping well, and when we wake up we are freshly longing for a nice good day. Good. I think this is about it. So I did 2 very important things. I tapped and I said I love and accept myself, I respect myself, and I think myself worthy. And then I said all the negative things. And then I tapped and I said I love and accept myself and I respect myself and I think myself worthy. And then I say all these lovely things. And then I started tapping beginning points or ending points of meridians. And when they have an over energy, they're actually blocking the element, not following it, but after it. So that's what we call the controlling or the cycle. And by tapping them all now, we recreated the flow of our body. We recreated the flow that we need, all the energy to keep ourselves healthy. And what you can do every night when you fall asleep and every morning as you wake up, your brain is then in theta. You must then not be on your phone, because that's a wrong energy. Just shut it off, put it on flight modus, because you don't want all this energy confusing your brain and body. You are a big electrical circuit and you don't want the phone to block you. So you turn it off, put it away, or you leave it downstairs. And before you go to sleep, you may be thankful for the things that went well that day. And you may say to yourself, as I fall asleep, a beautiful sleep in which I will rest wonderfully. And tomorrow I will wake up completely refreshed. My body heals me. So the things that are broken will be mended. And where I need to grow, you're still young, so you need to grow. Where I need to grow, my growth hormones are working very well for me. And for the grown-ups that are watching, we have growth hormones as well, and they just replace cells that had been broken. So we need those growth hormones too. And you can say other things like, I want to have lucid dreams. I want to have more clarity on my path. I want to know better what course to take, or what book to read, or the place to go, or the people to hang out with. And then the answers may come in your sleep, because when you're sleeping, your active mind shuts up and your conscious mind is very active. And that's the one with all the beautiful answers, and where you're connected to source and to the soul you are. So lowering fear and anger, raising the good vibe, taking away the blocked energy, taking away the switches or the sabotage programs that keep you ill. If now, with all this, you cannot manage to get well, send me a message because I can help you. I have much more techniques that I can use for you, and I'd love to help you, not a problem. Tomorrow at 4 o'clock, it will be about choices. And maybe you want to text me about choices you are about to make. To which school to go, to what to study, should I go working, should I go on a sabbatical year and travel, what to do, what to do, what to do. Should I go with this boyfriend or the other, should I, whatever. Choices. So please send me about this and tell me about it, and love to see you again tomorrow.